What is up? This is alertwolf here. Gonna bring you another review, and this one is my second DC Nation review. This one is of Young Justice, Season 2, Episode 14. This one's called Runaways. Alright. Now, it took some doing for me to look up to see just some of these kid characters and who they are. But this centrals around 4 of the kids who were altered by the Reach. Now, obviously, one of them is Static. Obviously, one of them is Apache Chief, you know, Ty Longshadow, right? So you get those 2 right away. But then there's a Spanish guy, and then there's this Asian chick, and you get basically Neutron there too. But Neutron, they're all at S.T.A.R labs and they're doing tests. Now Neutron doesn't have powers anymore, obviously, because of what happened with Impulse removing his powers and saving him from the life ability. But he's still there undergoing tests in case his powers come back, and basically the kids have had it, they want to go, and Neutron doesn't, so he tries to talk them out of it. Now, one of the characters, alright, so let me just explain to you who these guys are. Okay, so Static aside, right, we have Apache, a retake, and these are all retakes of some of the fake Super Friends characters from back in the day. And again, I had to look this up because obviously Ty Longshadow, we get Apache Chief, Chuck or whatever, he's gonna grow big. The Asian chick who's Japanese, they call Sam, is a Sami Kozimo, whatever, Kazuzumi, basically Kazumi, yeah. She is the modern reinvention of Samurai, and that explains her powers because she has those rings behind her. And as for the Spanish kid, Eduardo Dorado Jr. Dorado. So, and it's funny, but if you pay attention, on his shirt is the symbol, and basically he's the reinterpretation of El Dorado. Now, let me explain one thing about, with the exception of Apache Chief, El Dorado, the Samurai, those 2 characters, as they were invented for that Saturday morning cartoon show, were broken. Their powers were never officially disseminated, but they were broken. I mean, El Dorado could teleport, which is why this version of him can. He can apparently fly, apparently has super strength. He had illusions that could or could not be considered real. Like, they were holograms, but they could go from like regular holograms to like Star Trek holograms. So that's pretty broken right there, and then you had the Samurai who had all of Red Tornado's wind powers. The power to become invisible. He had like, I think 3 or 4 other. The power to completely go and fly and on fire. Like he had flame powers for a second. What the heck was his other power? I don't know. But he had a bunch of powers that really that they took Red Tornado and they're like, nah, let's just shove some shit into him and make him better, because I guess he had chi related powers too or something, or Kai related powers, but whatever. So these are the modern interpretations of them, and basically we see the core powers. So let me just jump right back into it. So they ended up it's all Virgil's idea. They decide to break out. They leave. Uh, what's his face again tries to convince him not to go. Flips the alarm. He's like, "You can't do this. You know, we could be dangerous." So they try to escape. All of a sudden, the power shuts off mysteriously, and they get out. And then they go to the bus station, and their plan is to just go to Virgil's house and figure it out from there. El Dorado wants a cure. Virgil, Static is not about it. Samurai chick, she doesn't even speak English, so you can't tell what she's saying. And Ty is he just doesn't want to be home. So, and as they're waiting for the bus station, they get found, surrounded. Blue Beetle is ordered to intercept, and what happens is Ty ends up going to sleep, and sensing danger, he creates an astral form which has physical manifestation of his energy. So it's not that he grows bigger, is that he creates an astral form that is a giant, which is pretty cool. I like that twist on his power. Again, now the Samurai chick has some sort of spiral energy. They fight Blue Beetle for a little while. Blue Beetle calms him down. They end up talking. He reveals his secret identity. He sounds a little different too. And he's like, "Listen, guys, what are you gonna do? You can't go back to Static's house, friggin' to get his parents killed? Like, what are you thinking?" And they're like, "Well, we can't go back there." And they're like, "All right, well, I know this guy. He's the green goblin, green beetle, and he's awesome, and he's super cool, and he'll be your friend too." Now, already my spidey senses are tingling. I'm sorry I'm cross-pollinating into Marvel, but yeah, I never trusted the Green. I think he's awesome and probably one of the strongest characters I can think of on paper. But I don't trust him at all. I still think he was a bad guy. So, and I mean, if you watch this episode, obviously you know where this is going. But so then they're gonna go do that when all of a sudden, Amazo's parts were moved to S.T.A.R Labs at the beginning of the episode, and Volcano, the robot red tornado, the red volcano, whatever his name is, or Canis, or something like that. Anyway, he goes and attacks, looking for Amazo's parts. He's looking for Amazo's head, and they had just his body parts, so that was no good. So starts torching the lab. They have to go back for, Blue Beetle has to go back to save the day. He does. The kids join in and help, and it's a battle. Now, during the battle with Amazo, Blue Beetle starts acting Terminator-like. He doesn't care about human life, and his friends are starting to notice this. Ty's like, "Hey, cut him some slack," and it gets to a point where he figures out Sonics will hurt him, and he has to turn up the Sonic so loud it's destroying the S.T.A.R Labs building. So that the four of them go off and save everybody, and they do. They literally save everybody. El Dorado teleports to his dad, and it's the first time he teleported with somebody else, and they're both a little injured from the event, but it works. They also, so they save everybody from the lab. They spring into action. In the end, Volcanus, Volcano, whatever his name is, he gets destroyed. And the kids kind of break away at that point. And what the kids do is they go back to the bus station, but before that, so Blue Beetle goes up and meets up with the Green Beetle, and they're talking. Because the reason why the kids escaped was because reporters came by and they're like, "Oh, you're the new Blue Beetle? Ooh, yeah, I love the new pencil." So he was distracted, and so the Green Beetle and the Blue Beetle are talking, and they're like, you know, your tactics were good, trying to win their trust. And then the Black Beetle's there, and he's like, ever since you reset his thing by going, you know, Green Beetle, this has been great, brothers. Now we will, you know, get the meat. So, all right, so the Blue Beetle is bad. The Green Beetle is bad, and we all know the Black Beetle is bad too. You know, so the Beetle Power Rangers are looking pretty shifty. Now I saw this coming. I saw this coming the entire time. So this does not shock me. And if you've been watching my reviews, you understood that although I think the concept of the Green Beetle is awesome, I never trusted him. So, yeah, you know, and then at the very end of the episode, they're at the bus station, they're trying to figure out their next move, and who just happens to get them? The person who wanted them, we saw from the episode before, and that's Lex Luthor, because nobody's explained to them what public figures are secretly supervillains. You know, they didn't get that speech. Hey, don't go next to Lex Luthor, he's a bad guy. You know, none of that little parenting 101 there. But whatever. So they get convinced and tricked. He's like, obviously, Blue Beetle's part of the Reach now. He's like, I was used by the Reach because they're like, you put out the soft drink. Yeah, but it's a dangerous road, but I can help you out. And so they fall for his jive and go with Lex Luthor and the light. So there you go. And the four of them, by the time they're off in Golden, they're going to be pretty formidable, especially with Static at the helm. So, what did I think of this episode? I thought it was a 4 out of 5. I loved the characters involved. I love that they... First off, I love that they made me look something up. I mean, I'm pretty... I'm not going to say I'm an expert on the DC Nation, but I am well-versed. I'm well-versed in the DCU. So, to make me look up who these characters are, because I didn't catch it, is good stuff for them. And the fact that they took the lame, fake characters from Super Friends, designed to bring us diversity, it's alright, I like it, and reinterpreted them in a logical, in a fresh new way, and make them peers of Static and the Blue Beetle. I love it. So, I mean, hell, anytime you bring Static in, I'm a fan. So, yeah, I definitely dig it. You know, I'm pretty sure Impulse is going to figure it out sooner or later that Blue Beetle's gone bad, and it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down. But again, all in all, I gave it a 4 out of 5. So, click it up if you like it, comment if you must, and please, please, please subscribe if you can. And wait a minute. I completely forgot. Okay, so this show's getting canceled at the end of the season. F you, Cartoon Network. Because this decision didn't come down from DC. This decision came down from Cartoon Network. Because they wanted to go with the funniest shows that they're producing for the DC Nation Hour, which could have been a 2-hour block, and that would have been huge. That would have been like Toonami huge. A 2-hour block of DC shows would have been awesome. But whatever. They decided not to do it. You know, there's some petitions floating around. I was messaged by someone about it just the other day. And let me see if I pull up his name real fast. And I will shout him out and shout out what petition he's talking about so that we all go there and sign a petition. Not, you know, petitions do work if they get enough signatures or whatever, and there's a bunch floating around, so it may convince Cartoon Network to stop the insanity with Green Lantern and Young Justice. But alright, so this is Music 101 V2. That's the name of the YouTuber, and I'll probably display his name. And he said, and I'm gonna probably put a link below, you know, to go through change.org. So that's what I'm gonna say to you, look up change.org. I may put the specific link in the annotations below. Go there, sign any petition that there happens to be for Young Justice and Green Lantern. Please support both shows. Hell, and if they have one, I mean, I haven't checked yet. You know, I literally just got this message not too long ago. So it was just before I decided to put out this video, so I really didn't have a chance to check it. But if they have one for Tron Uprising, please support that too, because that's another show that I do that they've canceled. And so those are the 3 American shows I do, and they've been 86th. So enough with the PS. And again, this is Alert Wolf here, and I'm signing off. So you have a great day, guys. Sign those petitions, subscribe.